Andy, tell us about sort of the work that you're doing with Samsung around the Samsung measurement pilot with GM, why you decided to lean into that opportunity, and some takeaways you can share today.
One of the reasons we were particularly interested in this when it came out is because Samsung has a very unique data set in that because they're the TV manufacturer, they have the ability to see both the linear TV that runs on their sets and the connected TV campaigns that we buy. And so what Samsung offered was the ability to use their massive data set, and I think it's one of the biggest in the industry, to be able to understand how connected TV and linear TV work together, which is one of the big challenges in our industry. Because right now, the data set, the measurement systems can be very disparate.
So tell us, about auto has been known as a traditional TV advertiser, and how is it changing, or how might it change into streaming?
Well, I mean, Otto has been a very big traditional TV advertiser and continues to be so. And it's just that as more streaming opportunities open up, as streaming scales, streaming is where people are going. That it makes sense for Otto to have a big presence there. And a very important part of streaming too is that it can be very targetable. And so one of the changes that Otto is making as it moves into the world of more streaming and more digital is it's getting better at understanding specific audiences and targeting those audiences.
What do you look to when you target a auto campaign?
I almost like to think of it as evolving an audience. And the reason why is because as you advertise, you start to do things like, okay, incorporate leases where leases are due. Okay, incorporate wealth and income variables. Okay, incorporate information you have about cars that people drive. But as you get more and more sophisticated, what you wind up doing is you actually wind up scoring everybody and targeting people that have high propensity scores or people that have so in a way, the world is moving towards what a lot of financial companies have done from a direct mail perspective for quite some time. It's just that capability is now becoming possible in television.
Talking about CTV as investment, advanced TV, streaming, addressable, all the things that you're involved with, how are the conversations going with clients in terms of what they need, what you're counseling about audiences, about reach, about, what are a range of considerations that you're hearing, and how are you fulfilling those expectations?
Well, I think that there's a huge demand for just general knowledge about the CTV world and the addressable TV world. It's big, it's fragmented, and it's constantly changing. So that's sort of the first thing. The second question people really get is how do I actually technically get my audience that I want to reach in these particular environments? And then each environment has different data rules and different data structures and rules about how you can get data back, if you can get data back. So understanding how to measure the impact and all of the data smithing, as I like to call it, and the legal work around the data smithing, so that it is really critical. And then the final thing is that people are very concerned about fraud. And so understanding how to detect, how to avoid fraud is very important.
So looking at the roadmap for this year, and things have certainly been accelerated. There's a lot of innovation going on, as you and I have been watching. What do you hope evolves? What would you like to see happen this year in our space?
I would like to see further growth, further connectivity between the world of CTV and linear. And when I say further connectivity, I mean, for example, better ability to leverage an audience in a DSP, that it can be used to transact on CTV, digital, and linear. I'd like to see the addressable TV world get more platformed, right? Because right now a lot of addressable TV is direct buys. We've seen in the world of addressable TV, we've seen various MVPDs come together and to simplify things with projects like Ampersand and the like. And so we'd like to see more of that. And we just believe that CTV and addressable TV will continue to scale and to perform for our clients, and it's where viewers are going.